Okay, lesson 4. Welcome, mathematicians. Let's go ahead and get in a little bit deeper into systems. Now, if you just finished lesson 3, elimination method can actually be really easy. And so what happens if there are no common coefficients? So you can't just add or subtract your equations. Well, you can actually make one. And so you're going to make one using distributive property. I am going to show you how to multiply the whole equation by the coefficient you need. So I notice here in my first problem that I have an x and I have a 2x. And I notice that I could actually, if I had a 2x there, that would make this elimination method really easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to convert this first equation to have a coefficient of 2. I am going to take this whole equation and multiply it by 2. I'm going to go 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 3y is a positive 6y. And 2 times 6 is 12. I have multiplied every term in the equation by 2. So now I have a coefficient of 2x that I can actually subtract. And so now I can rewrite the next one. So notice I'm going to subtract 2x and then my entire equation. Now, just like in the last video, I actually have to talk myself through this so I don't make a mistake. I am taking away 2x, take away 2x is now 0. That was my goal. Now I have a 6x, take away a 6y, take away a negative 7y, which technically is 6 plus 7. So I'm actually going to have a positive 13y. And then I have a 12. Take away a negative 1, which is actually adding, so 12 plus 1 is 13. Notice at this point, I just have to solve for y. I have a 13y, so I'm going to divide by 13, divide by 13, and I get y equals 1. My goal over here, x comma y is 1. So now what I'm going to do is take that y equals 1 and plug it in here. Now I'm going to use the simpler of the two. I'm going to go x plus 3, but instead of writing y, I'm going to write times 1, right? Equals 6. So I have x plus 3 equals 6. To solve for x, I'm going to subtract both sides by 3. And I get x equals 3. And now I have solved my equation using elimination. I notice, let me do one more for you. And in number 2, I have a 9 and a 2. Okay, it'd be hard to make those equal to each other. But I have a 3 and I have a 1, right? So I can actually turn this into a 3. So I'm going to multiply the entire equation by 3. Let me rewrite this one up here. I've got 9x. Let me get a little bit more room here so I don't run out. I have a 9x plus 3y equals 12. Now, 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 1y is 3y. And 3 times 5 is 15. So now I have coefficients that are the same, so I can actually subtract my two equations. 9x take away 6x is 3x. 3y take away 3y is 0. And 12 take away 15 is negative 3. Now I am going to solve for my x. Since this is 3 times x, I'm going to divide by 3. And whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. I'm left with x plus 0. I don't need to write plus 0. Negative 3 divided by 3 is a negative 1. So here I'm looking for my x comma y. My x is negative 1. Now I'm going to take that x and I'm going to substitute it in. I'm going to actually choose the second one since it is a little bit easier. I have 2 times x, but instead of x, I'm going to write negative 1 plus y equals 5. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus y equals 5. I'm going to add 2, y equals 7, and y is 7. So now I am done. Okay, I have time. I can do one more. Here we go. I notice that I have a 3x minus y equals 14, and then 5x plus 4y equals 12. I noticed that the 3 and 5 would be hard to make them similar, but I can make the 1 and the 4 similar. So I'm going to multiply this entire top equation by 4. 4 times 3 is 12x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4y. And 4 times 14 is, well, 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times 4 is 16, so that's going to be 56. That's a big number. Okay, now what I'm going to do is rewrite this one. I'm going to subtract. Oh no, I don't even need to. I'm going to add. Did you notice that? Okay, so see here, 5x plus a 4y equals 12. So I'm actually going to put these together. I'm actually going to add these. 12 plus 5 is 17. Negative 4 and a positive 4 equals 0. And then 56 plus 12 is 68. And now I need to just solve for x. I'm going to divide by 17. Divide by 17. Grab a calculator if you need to, but 68 divided by 17 is 4. Right? 4, 40, yep, 4. So now I'm looking for my x comma y, and x is 4. Now I'm going to substitute in. Doesn't really matter. I'm actually going to do, I think, the second one. So I've got 5 times 4. So instead of writing x, I'm writing 4 plus 4y equals 12. That gives me 20 plus 4y equals 12. I need to solve my two-step equation here. Minus 20 on both sides becomes a 0. I've got 4y equals 12. Take away 20 is negative 8. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. Y equals negative 2. So now my answer is negative 2. I know that's a lot of work, but we now know where our two lines cross. They cross at 4, negative 2. Okay, go ahead and keep practicing a few. Jump into Delta Math and always ask for questions if you have any.